Nobody heard the scissors at first. The real thunder was the scream that came after. It ripped through the compound like Nipa restoring light at 2 a.m. Unexpected, sharp, and violent.
No!
Davida cried, one hand caressing her head, the other grabbing air like she could catch what was already gone. Long chunks of silky black hair lay on the ground like abandoned dreams. And standing proudly like she had just won a Halloween award was Madame Priscilla Stone, or as neighbours secretly called her, Madame Stone Heart, a woman who could suck joy out of a birthday party just by walking in. "Oh, please, spare us the drama." She rolled her eyes, waving the scissors like a trophy. "You were starting to feel like Beyoncé on a village budget." Her two daughters, Brenda and Kira, burst into laughter like people who rehearsed a joke before saying it. Brenda clutched her stomach. "Now you finally look like what you are. Gary before water." Kira fanned her face. "Omo, this is not haircut. This is destiny reset." Davida's breath shook. This wasn't just hair. This was identity, culture, beauty, her silent superpower, her crown, the very thing that made old market women hiss and say, "Chai, God really tried when he created this one." And now, gone. It had taken Madame Stoneheart less than 40 seconds to destroy what took God, nature, and shea butter 22 years to build. Tears began to fall, slow at first, then violently, like rainy season in Benin City. "What did I ever do to you?" Davida whispered, voice breaking. Madame Stoneheart leaned in with a wicked grin. "You were breathing too confidently. In my house? Never." Davida's story was not always tragedy. "Besties, let's travel together to how it all began." She was the kind of girl birds would fly closer to, just to check if her beauty was advertisement or natural. Her skin glowed like golden hour in Lagos. Her smile could calm a Beros during bus fights. But the real superstar? Her hair. Thick, jet black, waist length, full body movement. When wind touched it, it obeyed like a humble servant. Market women used to say, "Now this girl hair dem you swear for Village River." Loving customers added extra tomatoes to her nylon just because they felt her beauty needed contribution. Even Pastor Ezekiel once said during Sunday service, "Some of you need to pray for divine hair destiny like Sister Davida." Yes, her hair had unintentionally become a ministry, but life changed when sorrow entered with a knock. Davida's father, Chief Daniel Hart, used to be the soft-laughing, palm wine-sharing kind of man. Then grief hugged him like a stubborn relative. Davida's mother, the kind of woman Joy used to borrow laughter from, passed away so suddenly, even the wind didn't have time to prepare. The house died a little after her. After months of silence and cold meals, Chief Hart remarried. Enter Madame Stoneheart. Day 1, she arrived with perfume and fake kindness. Day 2, the perfume remained. The kindness expired. In public, she is a sweet mother always proud of Davida. "My precious Davida, my first daughter." Then privately, "Sweep faster before I sweep sense into your brain." Whatever Davida did was incorrect, even oxygening. If she washed plates too clean? Are you trying to show the world I'm dirty? If she cooked too well? Oh ho, so you want neighbours to start comparing me with a child? If she smiled too bright? Stop shining teeth like generator light. If she breathed too calmly? Who is calming you? She simply hated Davida's existence with passion and dedication. And her daughters, Brenda and Kira? Apprentices of wickedness, graduating with honours. The day jealousy collected form. At 22, Davida Hart carried herself with a quiet grace that made even noisemakers pause. Meanwhile, her stepsisters Brenda and Kira, both 20, moved like they paid rent for attention. If swagger was salary, those two were earning double. They walked like they owned the village Wi-Fi password. They laughed like sound effects in a Nollywood movie. They entered places like villagers should greet them with "Our madam has arrived!" all courtesy of their mother, Madame Priscilla Hart, the original founder of favoritism with a PhD in wickedness. But no matter the noise they made, the spotlight refused to respect them. It kept finding Davida like generator sound in a silent night. Not because she tried, but because Grace was doing part-time work in her life. Davida didn't compete, she didn't even apply. But life automatically registered her name and printed the winner tag, and that irritated the Hart Household Witches Association. Because her beauty was too effortless, not loud, not decorated, just present. The kind of beauty that makes you whisper, "Omo, calm down, leave fine for the rest of us now." But her real power wasn't even in her face. It was in the way she spoke softly, laughed gently, and cared without showing off. She greeted elders with both hands, helped hawkers pick fallen oranges, and once even said sorry to a goat she mistakenly stepped on. Her aura was irritating to those committed to wickedness. Now, let's rewind to the moment wickedness received motivation. It was a hot Saturday evening, the kind where the sun behaves like it attended a pepper clinic. Davida, Brenda and Kira were walking back from Pastor Zamara's 19th birthday party, the exact kind where Jollof finishes before you collect meat, and photographers shout, "Snap or you close your eye!" The girls had barely crossed the junction when Destiny cleared throat. "Excuse me, can I get your contact?" The voice was deep, urgent, fine boy flavoured. A young man stepped out of a black SUV like luxury with legs, face sharp, watch expensive, perfume strong enough to wake up spirits. But his eyes? Those ones were locked on David Hart like suya to toothpick. Brenda reacted first, fast like Nipah disconnection. "Sure, take mine," she blurted, already stretching one finger like customer service agent. He didn't even look at the phone. "Oh, sorry," he smiled gently. "Not you." "Her," he pointed, at Davida. Immediately, the air shifted. Brenda inhaled betrayal. Kira swallowed pepper. Madame Priscilla, who was meters away pretending to check slippers, suddenly developed spiritual hearing. The young man spoke again, voice sincere. "I meant the beautiful lady with the long hair like a blessing from heaven." Davida froze. Slowly, like somebody turning in worship, she looked at him, and there it was. Her hair, thick, black, shining like midnight dipped in oil and glory. The kind of hair that could shoot a shampoo advert without application. Wind didn't blow it, it cooperated with it. When sunlight touched it, angels probably hissed and adjusted brightness. Brenda's eye twitched. Kira's internal AC exploded. Jealousy didn't knock. It broke down the door with a bulldozer. Davida smiled shyly, not proud, just pure. She tucked a strand behind her ear gently, the kind of motion that makes cameras slow down. "I'm sorry, sir," she said softly. "I don't give out my number like that." Omo. If rejection was delivered with elegance, this was VIP table service. But Fine Boy wasn't giving up. "Please," he said sincerely. "I'm in a hurry, but I just had to ask. Just your number, nothing more." Before Davida could inhale another word, "We are late! We need to go!" Brenda and Kira yanked her arms like Bolanla kidnappers in daylight. Their nails dug in like claw machines. They dragged her like her heels owed rent. The young man froze for the first time in his life. Him, Fine Boy Deluxe, had no script. He just watched her leave, disappointment jumping into his eyes like uninvited guest. Davida looked back once. Just once. That single glance did what Butterflies and 8 Heartbreak songs could not do. It shook him. What Davida didn't see was the birth of a problem, because jealousy had always lived in the Hart house. But that day, it sent an SMS. Checked in, dropped bags, and paid rent in full. Brenda whispered fiercely as they stormed away. "Did you see the nonsense? It's always Davida! You!" Kira scoffed, voice cracked with envy. "As if she used Village Mirror to magnet men." Brenda spat, dramatic, hair like broomstick extension. "We'll see how long it lasts." From afar, Madame Priscilla adjusted her gel slowly, eyes sharp. She didn't speak, but her silence was louder than shouting, because in that moment, a conclusion had been reached, not with discussion, but with rage. Davida didn't realize it, but the countdown had started. And it wasn't for celebration, because some villains are not born in thunder. Some of them are born in moments like this, where comparison turns to competition, competition turns to hatred, and hatred begins to take measurements. One beautiful afternoon, a round-table meeting of village maidens formed around Davida near Mama Jeju's roasted corn stand. "Davida, I beg, tell us true how your hair take reach this level," one asked, stretching her neck like tortoise. "It's like it has personal plug with longer throat gods," another added, almost in tears. "And your skin? It's glowing like you bath inside honey mixed with golden milk." A third declared. Davida rubbed her arm shyly. "No secreto, just palm kernel oil and maybe small shea butter sometimes." The girls gasped like she said she used kerosene as body lotion. "Lie! Those things are normal now. You sure say you no day use mermaid serum? Maybe she day bath with angel tears." Davida laughed softly, dimples popping like fine accessories. "No magico, no god just designed me like this." The girls groaned, envy and awe sharing an apartment in their eyes. But two people watched this scene like referees in a match they planned to scatter. Up on the veranda, Madame Priscilla Hart stood like the commander of the National Jealousy Army. Each compliment Davida received, another injury in Madame's spirit. She clicked her tongue loud enough to summon goats. "She just dey breathe and world dey hail am," she hissed. "I born 2 daughters, oh, but na daughter we mama don die, dem dey worship." "Is that fair?" Her daughters, Brenda and Kira, nodded aggressively. "No, mummy, it's injustice. She needs to be brought down." These two could have won Olympic medals in jealousy. Meanwhile, Davida had no idea war had been declared in her name. She was just living her calm life, helping in the kitchen, greeting elders, sharing puff-puff, minding her business, being effortlessly fine. Her father, Chief Daniel Hart, though quiet, saw everything. Unfortunately, peace was his hobby, so he avoided drama like Gary avoids water without sugar. Then, one breezy afternoon, as Davida returned from the market, a shiny black SUV parked outside the Hart compound. Dust no even settle before the driver stepped out. Clean fade haircut, gold wristwatch, cologne stronger than prayer point, shoes polished like mirror during dry season. It was Derek Cole, the same mystery fine boy who had asked for her number on the road the other day. This time, he came properly. "Good afternoon, sir." He greeted Chief Daniel with respect. "I'm Derek Cole. I came because I admire your daughter, and I'd like to make my intention known to you." Then he dropped gifts like Christmas came early, expensive wine, imported chocolates, designer perfume, and a fruit basket shining like endorsement hamper. Inside the house, Brenda whispered fiercely, "He still came after we dragged her like stubborn goat that day." Kira's voice snapped, "Even without her number, oh." Chief Daniel looked at Derek for a long time, observing the confidence, the aura, the sincerity. "If my daughter agrees to know you," he said calmly, "then I won't stop her. Her happiness comes first." Someone shout favor locate Davida. Davida stepped forward gently, her long hair flowing behind her like a royal cape with backup singers. Brenda almost fainted on the spot. She smiled shyly. "I don't mind getting to know you, sir." That's it. Game over for the stepsisters. Peace of mind. Friendship started, but romance started packing bags behind it. Derek began visiting. Today, black car. Tomorrow, white SUV. Next tomorrow, sports car that made chickens stop walking to stare. Sometimes he even parked 3 houses away just to avoid too much attention. But attention said, "No, I must follow you today." Each visit, Davida shared gifts with the whole family, including the 2 walking jealousy billboards. Did they appreciate it? No. Did they chew the chocolate? Yes. Did they hiss while chewing? Absolutely. Derek didn't just like Davida, he advertised her. To his friends at lounges, "Have you seen Davida? Omo, God used blueprint, 4K resolution to create her. She doesn't just glow, she threatens darkness. She's my treasure, but I want the world to see her shine." His friends warned, "Ogre, hold her well, oh, fine things disappear fast." He smiled, confident. "She's already mine in spirit." Meanwhile, back at the Heart Frustration Centre, Brenda kicked the ground. "All the men that toast us na traders, we still dey owe supply." Kira rolled her eyes. "One brought yam from his father's farm as gift last time, yet Davida is collecting diamond vibes." Their mother, Madame Priscilla, listened quietly. And if wickedness had theme music, this scene would have started playing it. But another bomb was loading, because while Derek was busy falling in love, the entire village was buzzing about someone else, a man whose name alone could cure heartbreak. Prince Ethan Montgomery, the richest, calmest, most low-key billionaire son of the kingdom. Fine? Yes. Humble? Double yes. Wealthy? His money got money. He had returned home after years abroad, quietly, without Instagram announcement. But rumour said one thing loud and clear: the prince is ready to choose a wife. Girls started bathing twice. Mothers started praying thrice. Pastors added fasting to the equation. Even palm trees stood straighter. A group of young ladies sat by the riverbank, fanning themselves with wrappers and gossiping like it was their full-time job. "Ahem! Did you hear?" one of them shouted dramatically. "Prince Ethan Montgomery is back in the country." Another gasped like she swallowed pepper. "They said he is tall, ooh, like transformer pole, fine like fresh suya, and rich like the government we day pray make remember us." A third sister rolled her eyes. "Machiu! Even if he fine reach, he concern us?" Aponu plenty for Q, and We are not even top 100. Their laughter mixed with the sound of splashing water until the village announcer shattered the peace like generator noise at midnight. Everyone jumped. The man stood in the centre of the road, megaphone in hand, face serious like he was reading budget speech. Citizens! Prince Ethan Montgomery has returned from Obodo Oyibo. He will soon choose a wife. All maidens must behave, glow and fine well for the upcoming village gathering. Don't embarrass our community. I repeat, glow or go home. Boom. Mic down, message delivered. The whole village exploded. Women adjusted jelly. Girls moisturized like it was competition. Women adjusted gel. Girls moisturized like it was competition. Aunties who never cared about skincare suddenly started rubbing shea butter like bread on age. Inside the Hart compound, there was another kind of explosion. Not the loud one. The dangerous quiet one. Brenda paced like someone collecting steps for health insurance. Mama! Derek treats Davida like she's oxygen. Every week, gift, gift, gift. She breathes, he buys her shoe. Kira added salt. And now Prince Ethan is back. If that man see Davida na finished, we? Forgotten chapter. Madame Priscilla adjusted her head tie, eyes sharp like razor. Then stop her before she becomes everybody's testimony. Brenda and Kira didn't need further explanation. Their jealousy had grown legs and started running marathon. Later that night, when the compound was quiet, the sisters tiptoed into Davida's room like two thieves on training allowance. Davida opened one eye. Una day normal? Why Una enter my room like rats? They smiled with fake sweetness. We want to gist you, Brenda sang. About Prince Ethan, Kira added. Do you like him? Davida shrugged, smiling softly. Me? I already have Derek. I pray God makes him my husband. Boom, their hearts cracked like chin-chin inside mortar. They walked out, whispered, schemed, and returned to their mother with the darkest plan yet. No man praises a woman with lice, Brenda muttered. Kira nodded. We will humble her hair. Madame Priscilla smiled slowly like Nollywood villain in part 2. Excellent. Tomorrow we visit the salon. The next day, Madame Priscilla carried her daughters to Madame Comfort's busy scissors salon. That place was loud and iconic. Generator humming, hairdryers blasting like helicopter, women sharing gossip louder than church praise night. While Madame Priscilla distracted the hairdresser by complaining about imaginary back pain, Brenda and Kira executed Mission Impossible. They spotted the forbidden treasure, a small trash bag filled with hair shaved from clients who battled lice. The kind of hair that should come with health warning. Kira whispered, God forgive us, but this is for a good cause. Brenda rolled her eyes, snatched the bag, and stuffed it inside her wrapper like she was hiding roasted corn. They left the salon smiling like Sunday school angels. Then back at home, Davida danced out to fetch water, humming happily. The jealousy twins sneaked into her room like spies who failed the police interview but still got the job. They emptied the infected hair on her pillow, patted it gently like seasoning meat, and ran out quietly. But they didn't stop there. Davida was outside combing her glorious waist-length hair, shiny as fresh agouti soup, when they approached with fake smiles. Davida, Brenda called, too sweet. Look wetin we find. Before Davida could think, they poured the infected hair onto her lap. She jumped. Jesus, wetin be this? Kira giggled. Na sheep wool, e softer be. They laughed like hyenas on Wi-Fi while Davida, innocent as fresh bread, even joined their nonsense, tossing some back at them and bursting into laughter. Under that innocent moment, the invasion had begun. Lice settled in like tenants who no-sign agreement. That evening at the dining table, conversation flowed like palm wine. But Davida kept scratching. Scratch. Pause. Scratch again. Madame Priscilla's eyes glittered like Christmas light. Davida, dear, she said sweetly, tie your hair, oh. We no want wig inside our food. Davida laughed awkwardly and wrapped her hair, unaware she already signed a secret contract with disaster. Her sisters exchanged victory glances. Operation successful. While all this was happening, across town Derek was inside his car on phone with his best friend. Guy, I have found my wife, Derek said proudly. Davida's grace in human form. His friend hissed. Better hold her tight-o. Girl like that. Market don open. Derek smiled, not worried. She's mine. Little did he know war was loading. Meanwhile, at the palace, Prince Ethan Montgomery stood on the balcony of his father's mansion, tall, calm, handsome like sin with permission. His uncle approached. My prince, the village waits. They say the maidens are ready. Ethan smirked. Let them wait a bit more. Any woman can look perfect from far. I want to see the real heart behind the face. By sunrise, Davida knew something was violently wrong. Her scalp wasn't itchy again. It was hosting a national conference. She scratched, tapped, rubbed, and clawed like someone trying to answer an angel's hidden knock. Behind her, Brenda and Kira sat on a mat pretending to braid each other's hair while watching Davida like people watching free cinema. Brenda smirked. Sister, na kerosene dem pour for your head last night? Kira burst out laughing. Or you plug your hair for electricity socket. Davida blew air, confused but still gentle-hearted. I don't know, it's just itching. That was the problem with Davida. Too calm, too kind, too trusting. If Village Trouble had a favourite customer, it would 100% be her. She rushed to fetch water, poured soap like someone washing pot after party jollof, scrubbed her hair till foam covered the ground like detergent advertisement. But instead of peace, the itching came back with backup dancers. And then Derek called. Baby, dress up, ooh. I'm already on the road. Tonight's dinner is going to choke. Davida swallowed. Okay. She wanted to cancel, but one thing Davida never liked was disappointing Derek. She tied her wrapper, styled her hair till it shone like fresh black mirror, sprayed perfume like she was legally offending mosquitoes, and stepped out looking like beauty itself, even though her scalp was staging a protest inside. Derek pulled up in his clean black ride, stepped out smelling like fresh contract money, and opened the car door for her. His friends were already at the restaurant that hold their glass with one finger and talk like rich mistakes never happened to them. When Davida walked in, silence first, then admiration. Derek! Nah! Goddess, you carry cum, one friend said. Another whispered, if loveliness get firstborn, na this one. Derek leaned back in his chair, feeling like a man who won Bet and National Award the same day. Davida almost forgot her scalp until tickle, scratch, itch, scratch, scratch again. At first, she tried to decorate it like she was just adjusting hairstyle. Then the scratching upgraded to urgent emergency mode. Derek kicked her leg under the table. Davida, madam, stop ringing bell on your head, people are watching. She whispered back, miserable. I can't hold it. Something is doing meetings inside my hair. That was when Derek lost composure like someone whose data just finished during video call. He dropped his cutlery, loudly. Jesus Christ, Davida, he snapped, eyes hot. Why are you scratching like village generator that refused to off? The restaurant turned. Tables paused. Cutlery froze midair. Davida shrank. I'm sorry, maybe infection. Infection, he repeated like she just confessed to crime. I just hope you haven't infected my car seats. Ah! That sentence hit her like pure Ogbanje-level heartbreak. Her lips shook. Derek, please. He didn't even let her land. He brought out cash, slapped it on the table like slap in market scene, and said, use that and fix yourself. Don't call me until you are sorted. He stood up, chair screaming backward like soundtrack, and walked out with final boss disappointment. No goodbye, no pity, just ego and exit. His friends laughed. One said, fine girl, we resemble royalty, na insect come turn am to drum set. Another added, beauty outside, wildlife reserve inside. Davida didn't even answer. She carried her dignity, the small one remaining, and walked out, with tears hotter than engine radiator. She entered the compound shouting, voiking, Papa, Papa! Chief Daniel Hart ran out, concern written all over his fatherly tired face. My flower, what is it? She collapsed in his arms. Derek embarrassed me in public. He talked to me like I was trash. Before her father could even react, behind them, Brenda and Kira erupted into laughter like two goats discovering sound system. So the Queen Don fall, Brenda screamed. Kira added, scratching her own head sarcastically. Our celebrity hairstylists now need haircut. Chief Daniel thundered, shut up, both of you! Even the compound lizard paused to respect the shout. Madame Priscilla entered gently, holding chin like Nollywood actress playing concerned villain. Ah, sorry-o, it's obvious those tiny witches called lice have entered her hair. The only medicine is simple. Cut it all off. Davida gasped. Cut my hair? Chief Daniel shook his head. Never. I will find another way. He tried everything. Palm oil, shea butter, coconut mix, local herbs that smell ancient, prayer points, even one sachet of local black soap, rumoured to cure anything except heartbreak, but the itching kept multiplying like market debt. Suddenly the news is everywhere. Brenda and Kira launched a rumour faster than Wi-Fi in Pepper's soup joint. At the village square? Have you heard? Davida's hair is now Animal Kingdom, Brenda announced. If she hugs you, you need deliverance, Kira added. Girls shifted away like Davida had performed voodoo. Even kids who once begged her for chin-chin now ran when they saw her. Old women crossed the road at 3 p.m. when sun was still blazing. That's how serious it was. Davida had gone from village flower to biological threat. Meanwhile, the news of the royal ball spread faster than jollof aroma in a compound during Christmas. Prince Ethan Montgomery was finally ready to choose a bride. In the village, every young lady was busy, bathing with soap imported from places their ancestors had never heard of, rubbing oils that promised beauty, favour, husband, destiny, Wi-Fi, sewing dresses that could blind someone by mistake, everyone but Davida Hart. While the village glittered with hope, her room smelled like antiseptic, shea butter, and unfinished prayers. Her scalp wasn't itching anymore. It was rioting. Madame Priscilla dragged her out of the house. We need to find a solution to this madness on your head. All saloon refused her inside, except Madame G's beauty spot. A small shop with one rusty ceiling fan and 2 plastic chairs that had seen Nigeria since independence. Davida sat quietly, fists clenched, eyes on the floor. Her long hair, her pride, her power, her wearable royalty, felt like a crime scene on her head. Beside her, with folded arms and a villain's smile imported from Nollywood, was Madame Priscilla Hart, her stepmother. Behind her, like backup singers in a misery concert, were Brenda and Kira, the infamous stepsister duo specialised in mockery, gossip, and spiritual annoying. Madame Guy, the stylist, took one look at Davida and shifted back like Nipa just blinked. Eh! Sorry-o, she hissed. I cannot touch her hair. I like my destiny the way it is. If I cut that thing, next week na baldness I go dey sell for market. The shop became silent. Madame Priscilla stepped forward smoothly. Oh, please, she said, picking up the scissors. If no one has liver, I do. Davida lifted her head slowly. Mama Priscilla, please, scissors spoke first. The entire salon flinched like lightning struck nearby. Another snip. Then another. Then a full rainforest of black hair began falling to the ground like abandoned dreams. Brenda gasped dramatically. Oh, the village goddess is now village generator. Kira clapped her hands. Skin fine, but head empty. Air conditioner go blow for that place now. Davida shook silently, tears dropping like slow rain. Stop, she whispered. Madame Priscilla ignored her, cutting with the energy of someone preparing suya, fast and without remorse. Shh, she sneered, close to Davida's ear. You were too fine for my liking. Each snip wasn't just hair dropping, it was dignity dropping, confidence dropping, identity waving goodbye like yesterday's recharge card. In minutes, the news is everywhere. Villagers gathered outside the salon window like it was a Big Brother eviction night. Some gasped, some pitied her. Some laughed like their problems had finally found competition. Old Mama Ebele shook her head. Chai, na shame day plenty past sand for this country. A boy selling groundnuts shouted, Come see, Davida Don turn baby head. 2 teenage girls giggled. Head smooth like new frying pan. Laughter mixed with pity. The type that cuts deeper than insult. Brenda leaned forward, eyes shining with wicked glitter. Davida the crownless queen, she sang. Head now like unripe coconut. Kira burst out laughing. No be coconut, I beg. No boiled egg. The smooth type way dem they use take right prophecy in village. Even Madame Priscilla couldn't hide her evil satisfaction. Well, she said, blowing imaginary dust off her shoulder, let's see how you will outshine my daughters now. Davida touched at her bare scalp gently. It felt foreign, cold, like someone erased a part of her soul. As if the day didn't have enough betrayal, her phone buzzed. It was Derek. Her heart jumped like electricity tried to return. She answered softly, sniffing. Hello? What's wrong with your voice? He asked, distracted. Nothing. I cut my hair. Silence. Not the comforting type. The long, dangerous type. Cut your hair? He repeated. Davida, please tell me you're joking. I had to. It was bad. Ah! So you turned yourself to boy for me without consulting? Davida's eyes filled again. Derek, I will call you back, he said quickly. Too quickly. I'm busy. Call ended. Not are you okay? Not I'm sorry. Not even where are you at the moment? Just void. Davida finally broke. No dramatic scream, just silent tears and heartbreak, the type that makes a person older instantly. When the shop emptied and even the gossip had moved to fresher topics, Davida was alone with her reflection, a stranger with her face. Her crown was gone, but something deep, quiet, and powerful stirred inside her chest. If hair was my identity, then I was never myself in the first place. She inhaled slowly. Let the village laugh. Let them chant names. Let them point. They were reacting to what was gone, not what was growing. She whispered to her reflection, "You think I lost my crown? Watch me build a throne." At the Montgomery Palace, miles away, Prince Ethan stood by a tall window, sipping tea like a man who knows destiny personally. His assistant rushed in. "Your Highness, I gathered news from Amber Creek. There's a lady, Davida Hart. They say she was the finest until today." Ethan's brow lifted. Until what? They cut her hair. Village people are calling it public finale. The prince didn't laugh. Instead, he smiled slightly. The type of smile that means, interesting chapter loading. "A woman without hair is still a woman," he said calmly. "But a woman with courage, now that is royalty." His assistant froze. Ethan turned toward the balcony, eyes sharp like the beginning of a legend. "Find her name on the guest list and get me all her details." The day of the royal ball arrived before the sun even cleared its throat. At 3:30 a.m. sharp, the Hart Mansion sounded like mortar and pestle competition. Bam, 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 the race to royalty had begun. Kira and Brenda were already awake, bathing like water was about to finish in the nation. They laughed loudly, the kind that could wake dead ancestors. Their mother, Madame Priscilla Hart, marched into their room wearing the confidence of someone who has already won without playing. "One of you must return a princess today," she declared, eyes sharp like last price in Balagoon Market. "Do you know what we sacrificed? Do you know the bridges we burned? The enemies we recruited? The destinies we shifted? Today we collect the reward." Kira and Brenda slapped hands dramatically. "Yes, Mummy! Royal crown loading!" Madame Priscilla stormed to Davida's room and kicked the door like she was auditioning for action movie. "On! Are you still lying like abandoned calabash without cover?" Davida jerked awake, eyes swollen from crying. She sat up slowly, her smooth scalp catching the morning light like polished marble. "You are still here making pillow wet?" Priscilla hissed. "Stand up and arrange your sister's shoes. Because you cannot go does not mean you should sit there like expired hope." Davida didn't argue. She stood up quietly. Her silence was louder than their noise. While Davida knelt to polish their shoes, they dressed like two peacocks, preparing to disrupt a farming village. Kira twirled in front of the mirror. "I already see myself wearing crown, waving at peasants." Brenda laughed. "And we will hire you, Davida. Don't worry. When we become royals, you will be promoted from house rat to head of female servants in the palace." Kira added with a wicked wink. "Remember, palace maids don't marry, so at least you don't have to stress yourself dreaming of husband." Davida blinked, tears falling silently. No drama, no response, just pain quietly kneeling in her eyes. They laughed and left. The entire city of Montgomery Kingdom smelled like fresh perfume, coconut oil, and competition. Carriages rolled in, heels clicked, beads jingled, and every maiden swung her hips like it was a buy one, wife one free showcase. Music played, drums spoke, trumpets announced destiny. Every girl felt chosen, every girl felt fine, and every girl felt safe because Davida was not coming. Meanwhile, in the quiet room, Davida sat in front of her cracked mirror, touching her bare head gently. Her reflection didn't insult her, but it didn't comfort her either. Her old self still lived in her memory. And that hurt more than any insult. Tears rolled again. Just then, her father, Chief Daniel Hart, entered quietly, a tall man with loud authority and soft eyes. "Davida," he said gently, "do you know that you must attend that ball today?" She shook her head painfully. "Papa, please, look at me. No one will look twice. My beauty left with my hair." Her father sat beside her. No shouting, no pressure, just truth. "My child, when God carved beauty into you, he did not start from your head. He started from your spirit. You walking into that palace is not just about you. It's for your bloodline, our name, our story." She looked down. He wiped her face with his thumb. "If they refuse your crown, you will still walk like royalty. Go, not to win a prince, but to honor yourself." Davida inhaled deeply. Against every fear, she nodded. Then she wore a simple dress. No wig, no drama, just her heart. The road to the palace was empty. Not even goats were walking. Even lizards must have heard there was party and relocated. Her footsteps sounded like fate writing introduction. Then suddenly, "Davida Hart!" A voice thundered behind her. She turned. 3 figures stood boldly. A man dressed like kingdoms bowed to him, and 2 guards that looked like they chew iron for breakfast. "My prince," she gasped. Prince Ethan Montgomery stepped forward. "I have been searching everywhere for you," he said. "You were absent, I noticed." Davida swallowed. But I... He smiled softly, a smile not from eyes, from truth. "I have been watching all maidens for days now, and one of them is you. I saw you when your hair flowed like a river. I saw you when your hair was infected and when pain tried to steal your shine. I saw you in the salon when scissors turned your crown to courage. Davida, your beauty is loud, even in silence." She shook her head, stunned. "My prince, not like this. Look at me. My hair." He stepped closer. "You think hair is the throne? Davida, you are the throne. Hair was just the decoration." Tears stopped falling. Breath paused. Time said, "Wait." The guards opened the car door, a vehicle that cost more than village budgets. "Your Majesty," they bowed to her, not him, her. "You cannot walk to your own event." Davida almost fainted. "Your Majesty," she whispered. Prince Ethan extended his hand. "Yes, Davida Hart, the crown I carry recognized you long before your enemies tried to erase you." Meanwhile, Brenda and Kira were busy introducing themselves to every guard, pillar, chair, and chandelier in the palace. "If you see the prince, tell him we are here." "Yes, we are the future queens. We accept gifts before wedding, thank you." Madame Priscilla was already practicing royal waving hand in the air. The musicians were tuning instruments. The crowd was chanting names, giggling, glittering, ready for choice. Then suddenly, trumpets blared, drums rolled, chatter died. Heads turned, a royal car appeared, slowly, majestically, unbothered. The doors opened and the world inhaled. Davida stepped out of the car, and time paused like someone pressed freeze on the whole kingdom. Her head was bald, but not bald like before. Not bald like shame. Not bald like punishment. It was bald like rebirth. Bald like royalty. Bald like a star with no clouds around it. The palace chandeliers reflected off her scalp like the sun signed a contract to shine only on her that night. Even the wind slowed down to admire her. The crowd reaction? It wasn't screaming, it wasn't clapping, it was something bigger. A sacred gasp, a sacred silence, the kind that says, "We are witnessing history." Someone fainted. Someone else whispered, "If elegance was a person." A little child blurted loudly, "She looks like a queen without wearing the crown." Then the king himself stood. Not rushed, not forced, moved by truth. He squinted slightly, not from confusion, but from admiration. He pointed at Davida and said, loudly so every ear would obey, "Who said a woman needs hair to wear beauty?" Gasps shook the hall. Then he added, "Look at her head, smooth as silk, bright as morning glory, bold as destiny. She carries elegance on her skin, not her strands." He leaned forward, voice soft but heavy like verdict. "Child, the palace lights reflect you. You are not bald, you are luminous." The crowd lost it, even the guards nodded like philosophers. Brenda and Kira entered identity crisis mode. Their jaws hit the floor. Not metaphorically, emotionally, spiritually, architecturally. Brenda stammered, "The same head we mocked is now shining like invitation to royalty?" Kira clutched her own hair. "We bought wigs, extensions, attachments, and hers is a free miracle from our evil plot." Both slowly turned to look at their mother like, "Mama, are you seeing what we caused?" Madame Priscilla almost developed an internal earthquake. Her heart did a backflip. Her pride evaporated. She whispered to herself, "We shaved her head to shame her, not knowing it was the wrapping paper for glory." Her legs trembled like they saw Judgment Day early. Davida did not speak yet. She just stood there, bald, bright, unbothered, beautiful, chosen, not begging to be seen, seen by force of destiny. Then the prince did the unthinkable. The palace expected him to. Stand tall, look royal, maybe smile small, but what did he do instead? He strode past everyone, past guards, past ministers, past the fainted Priscilla, and dropped to one knee in front of Davida. The whole kingdom gasped, not kneeling like someone greeting, kneeling like someone asking for a lifetime. Then he said softly, loud enough to shake destinies, "I did not choose you because you are a princess. I discovered you are a princess because I already chose you." There was boom. Thunder, not from sky, from shock. Davida looked at him, and for the first time, The palace realized the crown was never meant for the head, it was meant for her heart. Then Davida looked into Prince Ethan's eyes, the same eyes that saw her when others looked away, the same heart that loved her when others mocked her. She nodded once, slowly, gracefully. Then with a gentle but unshakable voice, she said, "Yes, Prince Ethan, I will marry you." The crowd exploded like party poppers at a Nigerian wedding. Trumpets blew, drums answered back. Somebody even started spraying imaginary money in the air. The prince did not shout, he did not faint. He simply smiled like a man who finally matched the answer to his prayer. Regret strikes Brenda and Kira. Brenda held her sister and cried violently. We shaved a queen because we thought we were princesses. Kira wiped tears with designer sleeves. We didn't fight Davida. We fought our own destiny and lost. Their shoulders shook, not from drama, but from truth. Somewhere else. Derek was collecting shame in bulk. Derek, Davida's ex-boyfriend, sat with his friends near a suya spot looking like misplaced destiny. His friend Emeka burst into laughter. "Guy, you leave future queen because of hair? Omo, you wicked for yourself, ooh." Another friend added, "Derek, you no be mumu, nor advanced mumu you be." Derek covered his face, not because he was shy, but because shame had upgraded to 5G. Back home, Madame Priscilla arrived dramatically, feigning remorse. Chief Daniel stood at the door like a security gate with dignity. He blocks Priscilla, like Nipa blocks light. He pointed at her. "You carried jealousy like handbag and poured infection on my daughter's hair." He shook his head. "You tried to bury a crown under scissors. Today, heaven exposed your handwork." He stepped back and said the most painful words. "This house is no longer your address." Door closed, silence landed, consequences settled comfortably. Priscilla and her two daughters begged, sobbed, but to no avail. 2 weeks later, the crown found its head. The kingdom gathered again. This time, no pity, no gossip, no spite, only celebration. Davida walked in royal white and gold. Her bald crown gleaming like the sun signed a contract with her head. The king announced, "A queen is not chosen by hair, but by heart." The crown descended gently onto her head, not heavy, not forced. Perfect. The people shouted, "Queen Davida Montgomery!" Drums rolled, women ululated. The sky probably even smiled. Prince Ethan whispered to her, "You carry royalty like breathing." She smiled back. "That's because the crown found me. I didn't chase it." And so, the girl mocked for being bald became the kingdom's beauty standard. The sisters who laughed became lessons. The man who left her became comedy material. The father who defended her became legacy honored. And the queen who lost her hair gained her throne. The end? Hello, besties. If Davida's story taught us anything, it's this. People can touch your hair, but they can never touch your destiny. They mocked her for being different until different became her crown. To anyone watching this today who feels rejected, broken, laughed at, or underestimated, your rising will shock the people who enjoyed your falling. Moral lessons: don't mock what you don't understand. Brenda and Kira laughed at Davida, not knowing they were laughing at a throne they could never reach. Besties, if this story touched you, taught you something, or gave you hope today, hit the like button, drop a comment, tell me your favourite part. Share this video with someone who needs it, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another story where tables turn and destinies shine. So besties, stay blessed, stay bold, and never forget your crown is coming. Bye for now.